Minasan, Mac Mechanic here, and welcome to another decklist video. So I'm sorry guys that I haven't been upload a lot for past few days, that I fall sick, and yeah, I decided to have a few days break for the recovery. And yep, I'm pretty much back, though my voice still baffled with, and of course my nose is kind of blocked, so sometimes I need to have a short pause to breathe in. So like, yeah, just now. So yeah, I know that it's almost a week already, and yeah, but happy belated happy 2018 guys. I hope it's gonna be a great year for you guys. I think I did say that in the comments of my new year video, but I think it's still important to just wish you guys in voice or maybe person. So yep, let's get back into what we are here for today, the deck list. And as you can see here is the Darkness Scharhrot. So this is the GBT-14 before, this is before the GBT-14 build. So a lot of cards that you might find here might be outdated when you guys come and see the next time after a month or so. But yeah, overall Darkness is just a great engine to play around with. It's so simple yet it's so powerful. I mean, this is one of the reasons why the Blade Wings is currently on the meta, and Irregular is topping a few countries in the one that involved, like if I remember correctly, Malaysia actually has one of the top 2 is Irregulars, and I forget which country, but one of the top 8 is actually using Irregular. So overall, Irregular has always been a very interesting dark horse. I mean, literally dark horse. Praise the darkness, guy. Embrace and praise the darkness. And yep, this particular deck list of mine is more focused toward the darkness itself, and overall is not as good as Bladewing, to be honest, but I still think that this is a very good deck as it has a very interesting revenge return, which kind of the way that for me to win this particular using this particular deck for past few games. And yep, and yeah, that's once again, this is pre GBT-14 boost, so whoever came to watch this after that, keep that in mind. So yep, let's get into it, shall we? Let's start off with the starter, and I think this particular starter has been used in even the meta deck list and anything except for Amon, since Amon has Barmaid Grace. Deranged Singular. Deranged Singular is, well, a very good card in the sense that it gives you extra true draws and at the same time help you clear off any lingering rare card that you don't need anymore. And well, overall it's just a good card. Well, overall it send everything to soul cards can be hindering to in some cases, but overall I think this particular starter deserves more praise. I mean, this is actually the starter that a lot of people has been using, but I think that it shouldn't be played more than one, and it shouldn't be played outside being a starter because of this particular grade 0 that most of the people play minimum of 2 and maximum of 4. I mean, maximum is 4 of course, and that particular grade 0 is of course the infamous Enigmatic Assassin. This card is so good that, well, it makes that Irregular good. I mean, this is a grade 0 with the twin, which has the ability to hit for 20k. I mean 20k power, not 20k card, but well, with the utility that this particular card has, I decided to put in 2 only because I put any more on my hinder deck. But once you know how to play with this particular card, it's just great to play around with this thing. And before we get into the main deck, aside from the starter and the enigmatic, is of course the triggers. I mean, I just want to get this trigger out of the way so I have more time to explain the grade 1, grade 2 and the grade 3s. So let's start off with One Eye Succubus. One Eye Succubus is, well, since I'm playing Scharhrot deck, this is a kind of a mandatory thing to put because, well, it's a +1 soul, +1 card in the hand, and +5k during your Vanguard with a Scharhrot attack, in which when you strike is of course have a Scharhrot. So overall this card is very good. I mean, it's a very good card, and it's a very good card to fill up the soul, and I still haven't found any other good card that to play to replace this thing. I mean, there's a lot. I think there's option of playing the historic Shirley, but I feel like this thing has both offense, defense, and technicality at the same time, and that's why I decided to play 4 of this. And of course, for another, I'm actually playing 6 crit, in which other 2 is the Dark Knight of the Nightmare Land, which is a very good card, to be honest. I mean, this thing is very useful when using in Battle Milestone, especially when you don't have a rear guard which doesn't have a power high enough to hit the Vanguard with minimum of 5k. So this thing has ability to send itself to soul, and it's a crit, so that's why I decided to play 2 of this. And the other type of trigger I'm playing aside from here, of course, is the stand, in which 3 Nechrome is of course the what I play. I mean, this thing is solve all the Dark Irregulars issue, like the hand size. I mean the hand size, the consistency in soul charge, and of course counter charge. Overall, this thing is one of the saviors that make the Irregulars good, and I wanted to play 4, but not for this particular card. That's why I decided to reduce it to 3, and that card is Wildcat Recruits. Wildcat Recruits is the currently only Darkness trigger, and well, do you remember the Rock the Wall, the one from BT1, the Grey Zero that after guarding this thing go into souls? Yeah, this is technically an upgrade version of it, and it has ability Darkness which allow you to plus 5k both shield or power. So this thing is a mini, it can be a mini grade 2 hitter, and of course it can be used for 15k shield. I mean, 15k shield is pretty big for me, and like not many cards has that, and its base defense is 10k and has ability to fill up the soul. That's a pretty good card. I mean, the reason why I reduced the number of Nechrome to put more of this, I think it should be clear to you guys. And yep, of course, for the heals, I'm playing for Vincent, in which is currently only heal effect heal trigger right now. And even if the new one come out, the one that counter charge one and also charge one when you bind that particular card with another heal, I still think I still play at least 1 or 2 of these, particularly because of Vincent the G guard. I mean, when you use Vincent G guard, this thing is practically a +2, so it's a mini Agabat Malat, and I think it's at least this thing definitely deserve a spot even after GBT-14. So yeah, definitely play 4 of this. And well, now we have come to the end of the triggers. Let's move on to the grade 1. And I actually played this particular card, 4 of them, because this is one of the reasons why the Irregular is currently, well, one of the on tier deck. Were Tiger Jaeger. Were Tiger Jaeger is, well, it's just a very good card. It has 3 effects, and one of them is a strike fodder when you have 2 or more darkness in the soul. The first effect is discard 1, so charge 1 if you have 6 or more soul. If you have 10 or more, add this thing back from soul back to hand. So this thing, even if it goes into soul, you still can get it back. And when it goes into soul, it has an advantage where at the cost of counter blast 1 during your turn, when this thing is sent into soul, draw 1. I mean, that draw 1 means a lot. Sometimes you just needed 1 card to do something, and I think Jaeger really helps the deck a lot, though this is one of the reasons why the deck became very counter blast heavy. But I still play 4 because of the 3rd effect. So for the other grade 1s is, of course, I mean, this one is more of like the optional choice for a lot of people, but I decided to play Succubus with Pure Love, 2 of them. I mean, because of the fact that you soul charge a lot, right? There's a lesser chance for you to came across grade 3s, and I know that the Jaeger has a way to add itself back, but I mean that is when during the mid game when you have at least 10 souls. So this thing is a pretty good card to put in because of the fact that you charge a lot, and there's a high chance that you might not get another grade 3 or well get a Scharhrot. So this is a good way to filter your deck out slightly. And the last normal unit that I play for the grade 1 is the Listic Vampy, this particular card. Listic Vampy has one purpose: add stuff from my soul. So there's, of course, when you put a card, when you soul charge a lot, there's tend to be some important key card play sent into the soul, and well, this thing is a way for you to add it back when it is used to guard. And yeah, is this one of the way to add the perfect card back, in which I didn't use this particular card, the Succubus of Greed. This thing is because, well, based on how I built this particular deck, I don't have enough something like a sacrifice spawn to retire this card. I know that's enigmatic, but that is pretty late game, and this is activated during main phase. So yeah, I mean, not last time I actually run the Jade Spade of the Nightmare Land because of the fact that this thing stay the soul until you want to call it out, and when you call it out, you just technically -1 from the soul and +1 back. And this thing is a very good fodder for the Succubus of Greed, and that's how I normally use it. And since now my current build is the grade 1 is usually the one that stay in my hand, and that's why I decided not to put in. And the concept I'm actually using for this deck is, well, Closet Balloon. Closet Balloon is, well, it's good card. I mean, when the moment you just consent using this card to guard for the consent, you can draw one card if you have 10 or more souls and another copy of this thing into soul. So that's where this one card weakness lies. You need at least one copy of this in the soul to activate its draw effect. But I think that is still a very good card overall. I mean, you still can add that last consent back using Listic, but overall, I think one extra draw is always important for the Irregulars, and that's why I decided to play 4 of this instead of like 3, then put 1 the Succubus of Greed in. And let's move on to grade 2. My grade 2 is, well, might be different for some people because I actually play a little bit differently, but of course in any good Dark Irregular deck always have Demounted Executioner. Demounted Executioner is, well, it's when it's like Dark Irregulars have opponent has a demon baby, and this thing is the thing. So this thing is good because of the fact that you can check top 7 and add any darkness. So to a lot of people that might sound a bit weak, but I think this is important as you can use the effect to add this the enigmatic assassin and just any darkness in general, so that you can hit the minimum of 4 darkness with different name. And yep, definitely play 3 of this. You shouldn't play too much because, well, this thing is good technically, but it's weak offensively. So for offensive, I decided to go with the Scharhrot on grade 2 Brennan Vampy. Brennan Vampy is a similar case to the Necrome, in which it has a lot technicality, in which after this thing attack, go into soul and draw 1, and it has a semi-armor effect. So this thing can hit for relatively big column even without boost. So I decided to play 3 of this because of the fact that I don't really play a lot of boosters. And well, when you play any non-draw deck, it always has a lot issue with the draw power. So this is where Courageous Succubus came in. Courageous Succubus, well, initially I played 2 of these, but I decided to increase to 3 because of the fact that it has ability to draw 2 and discard 1. Draw 2 and discard 1 seems to be weak nowadays, and I think that draw 2, but I still think the ability to draw at least more than 1 card is still a pretty strong effect. And I mean, it can do counter charge, it do the same damn thing as the Librarian in fact, though the only downside for this thing is to require a darkness. But well, it's pretty easy to activate darkness during this game, I mean in this deck and just any Dark Irregular deck. So yep, definitely play 3 of this. And the last 2 grade 2 that I decided to play is kind of like substitute booster for the deck, and it's a very good early game play. Tragic Claw. Tragic Claw is, a lot of people doesn't really like it because of the fact that it's pretty slow, but I still think this is a pretty good card due to the fact that It has the ability to play early game, with which is Soul Charge 1 when you call anything to the same column with this thing, including when you place this thing on the Vanguard. Like when you put this thing on Vanguard Circle, you put another grade 3 over, you still can Soul Charge. So, and then this Darkness is the ability to boost. I mean, with a deck that lack booster in general, I think this is a pretty good card to replace, as I mean, this is one of the way for me to boost, and this thing boosts for me at least 9k, so that's pretty a lot. Even I mean, like, this thing allows you to swing for at least 10k, so a pretty good card, and I think this is pretty underappreciated as only people who play Glensen to play. And yet, of course, when talking about Glensen, I actually play 3 Glensen in my deck. So Glensen is, I think, is one of the best backup Vanguard I can think of due to its GB1 skill activate during the end phase, and just put one of the rear guards, so you can just if you have this as a Vanguard and you have Enigmatic in the soul, you can just call this thing attack for fun, then at the end of turn you just eat this to burn one of the opponent rear guard and counter charge one. So overall this card is just a great card, but we do not know what gas steal full effect is, so I for now playing 3, but I hope that gas steal is, well, if it works as a Vanguard, it's good, but even if it works better as a rear guard, I'm still okay with it because I have this lovely Scharhrot, the scatters in the Scharhrot. I think I'm not too sure the name. I haven't been when I call this thing, I always call it Scharhrot. Well, this card is definitely a much improved version of the OG Scharhrot, which that thing is a piece of shit, by the way. Overall this thing is good. I mean, the strike skill is free. Add a soul charge 2 and you can soul charge 2, and if you have 4 or more darkness with different name in the soul, you just opponent just burn one of their own rear guard. But what makes this card strong is its rear guard effect. Its ability to become a freaking 10k card Silent Tomb. I mean, when you say Silent Tomb means you can't guard with grade 0, and usually rear guard they usually guard with at least grade 0 10k, right? So other than the control deck, I think this card is always give a lot of the players run for the money. And yep, definitely to play 4 of this for now, but as I mentioned earlier, if gas steal effect is better, I might be playing gas steal as a main Vanguard instead of this, and well, I'm playing this as a rear guard instead. I mean, come on, a freaking Silent Bomb, what else you can ask for? So yeah, this is all for the main deck. Now let's move on to the G-Zone. G-Zone, as of now, there's not much to play around it, but overall, I mean, it's very simple. First, we start with, of course, the Blade of Sorrow, Ridiculous. Ridiculous is definitely going to be replaced by Balam when it came out, but as of now, it is definitely one of a very good card. I mean, this thing just the moment it touches the field, it counter blast at the cost counter blast 1, which is an X skill, by the way. So charge 3, and you have the ability to add back grade 0. So it's a kind of like Blade Master and the Overlord Dilemma, which you can choose. It is a Sophie choice, so you can play Ridiculous to add the consistency into the deck, or you want to go offensive, you can go for Balam, in which Balam has slightly more consistency when it comes to hand side because of its quad drive. So yep, definitely play one of these. And if you guys wonder what are the costs of this thing, I mean, you're not going to use Scharhrot, right? Well, I actually use Seabreeze. I mean, of course, who doesn't play Seabreeze in the competitive point of view? So yep. And for now, this is it's still a good card, but I feel like Balam has done a much better job compared to this particular card, but it has done its job well by last. It introduced the players to card restriction via strike, and that thing is Kiryu, the one who is abhorrent. So this thing is still good as of now until the Balam came out, at least. But overall, this is a great card. I mean, this thing has a consistency increase of 10k. It has the ability to card restrict, and it has the ability to gain crits. So I think overall this thing is like a nice package, but well, the old package cannot compare to the new one. So For now, play 4, but in the future I might replace everything with Balam. Though I prefer this art than the Balam art. I mean, if you guys watch anime, you guys should know what I mean. So, yep. And for the other 4 strike is, of course, the one that make the Irregular step up as a meta competitive deck, Bloodermouse. Bloodermouse, its ability to return triggers has a lot of, it helps a lot in the way that, well, the deck is running out, you just return all the grade 0, so you just sack the triggers all the way. Though most of the time I'm using Bloodermouse as a finisher because, well, I don't really like to use it early game because it has a chance of returning the how to put it, it doesn't pull out its full potential as much as it does using the Blade Wing. So I actually use this as a finisher, but I still play 4 because sometimes it's always better to have this particular card on extra or pair of this particular card in the G zone. So yeah, and well, one scatter since Scharhrot. Until Dust came, this is a pretty good card to play, and though I don't really go into this card a lot of times, it's similar dilemma with the Diren Singular, in which when this thing attack, you technically eat everything, so kinda sad, but yeah, this thing is a pretty good card, and but I feel like everything else has done a better job. Even Kiryu has done a better job when it comes to card restricting. So yep, play only 1, but definitely going to be replaced with Dust once I get it. And of course, last but not least, which is the G guards. Let's start off with Saint Germain, an easy 25k guard where you have at least 15 soul, and well, if you don't want the people to burn you using then just give them resist the moment this thing touch a field. Pretty good card. And yeah, this particular card, Seppo, okay, never mind, I'm not going to pronounce this name because I'm not going to pronounce this name, but this thing is almost good. It has the ability to increase the Vanguard power permanently 5k until the end of the turn, but it has one weakness. You must use this thing to guard the Vanguard, so yeah, kinda minus off point for there, but definitely a good card, so I decided to play 1 instead. 2 Agrabat Malat, for the obvious reason, a good card, soul shot, even though the shield boost is not giving a lot, but I think overall it's a good card. And last but not least, the card I mentioned earlier when I talked about the heal triggers, Vincent. Vincent is, well, overall, the Irregular don't have a lot of. It has a very decent increase of shield, but not like a ridiculous level like Maiden of Eternity Ululu. But this thing is a pretty good card by itself, and especially with the heal, which allowed this card to +2 instead of +1 for the soul. I think this is a very decent card. And yeah, that's all I have for the deck list. And what do you guys think? I know that this is far from perfect, but this is kind of this deck is kind of the best way for me to fit into my own playstyle. And what do you guys think? Is my playstyle very good? And yeah, I'm sorry once again that I upload this late, and I will try to take care of my health much better than last time. And yep, don't forget to like and share this video if you haven't done it yet. Don't forget to hitting that subscribe button and the bell button if you haven't do it, to join my casual party, of course, and know all my upcoming notification. And this is Mac Mekane logging out.